Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you've spent any time around motorcycles, you've seen it. That glorious gravity-defying move where the front wheel climbs towards the sky, the wheelie, it's the ultimate display of rider skill and bike power, right? It looks incredible in movies and gets all the likes on social media. We've all been tempted, but have you ever stopped to think, what's this actually doing to my bike? Today, we're going past the cool factor and diving deep into the mechanical reality. We're going to break down, piece by piece, why doing wheelies might be one of the harshest things you can do to your beloved motorcycle. This isn't about judging, it's about understanding the machine we love. So grab a seat and let's get into the nitty-gritty of what really happens when that front wheel leaves the ground. First up, let's talk about the heart of your motorcycle, the engine. Specifically, its lubrication system. Your engine is a complex ballet of moving parts, all needing a constant, steady supply of oil to prevent them from grinding themselves into oblivion. Now, your bike's oil system, with its oil pan and pump, is designed to work flawlessly when the bike is upright or at normal riding angles. The oil pickup, which is like a straw sucking oil up to be circulated, sits at a specific point in the oil pan to ensure it's always submerged. But what happens when you hoist the front end up into a steep 45-degree angle or more? Gravity takes over. All that life-giving oil sloshes to the back of the engine case, away from the oil pickup. For a brief moment, or for a prolonged period if you're holding a long wheelie, that pickup can start sucking air instead of oil. This is called oil starvation. Even a few seconds of this can be catastrophic. Bearings, cams, and pistons can suffer from immediate, accelerated wear. It's like asking a marathon runner to suddenly hold their breath. They might be able to for a bit, but damage is happening. Now let's move on to the components that get you moving: the clutch and the transmission. To pop a proper wheelie, especially on less powerful bikes, you often need to use a technique called clutching it up. This involves revving the engine and then abruptly dumping the clutch. Imagine the shockwave that sends through your drivetrain. The clutch plates slam together under immense force, creating a huge amount of friction and heat. Doing this repeatedly will glaze the friction plates and warp the steel plates, leading to a slipping clutch that will need a costly replacement much sooner than expected. Then there's the transmission. When that front wheel eventually comes back down to earth, especially if it's not a gentle landing, another massive shock load is sent backward through the chain to the sprocket and right into the transmission gears. The teeth on these gears are precision engineered for smooth power delivery, not for absorbing the impact of a 400-pound motorcycle dropping out of the sky. This can lead to chipped or broken gear teeth, bent shift forks, and a transmission that feels notchy and clunky, eventually leading to a complete failure. A transmission rebuild is one of the most labor-intensive and expensive repairs you can face. Next, let's consider the skeleton of your bike: the frame and the front end. The forks, steering, head bearings, and even the frame itself are designed to handle bumps and braking forces, which are mostly linear. They are not designed to handle the repeated, jarring impacts of a front wheel slamming back down onto the pavement. Think about it. The entire front-end weight of the bike, plus the downward momentum, is concentrated on that single moment of impact. This puts incredible stress on your fork seals. It's one of the fastest ways to blow a fork seal, which you'll notice when oily residue starts coating your fork tubes. This isn't just messy, it compromises your suspension's performance and safety. Worse than leaky seals is the potential damage to the steering head bearings. These small bearings allow your handlebars to turn smoothly. Hard landings can cause dents in the bearing races, creating a notch you can feel, especially in the straighter head position. This makes steering feel vague and imprecise, and it's a definite safety hazard. In extreme cases, repeated hard landings can even stress the welds around the headstock, potentially leading to frame damage. Let's not forget the parts that connect you to the road, your wheels and tires. When you bring that front wheel down, it's rarely perfectly straight. The tire often lands slightly off-center while it's still spinning. This sideways scrubbing action puts a weird, uneven wear on your front tire, shortening its life. But the bigger concern is the wheel itself. Motorcycle wheels, especially lightweight cast aluminum ones, are strong but not indestructible. A hard landing can easily dent or even crack a wheel rim. A bent rim will cause a constant vibration that you'll feel through the handlebars, and a cracked rim is an immediate and extreme safety risk that requires instant replacement. It's a high price to pay for a few seconds of airtime. And let's be honest, we've all seen wheelies go wrong. When they do, it's rarely a gentle fall. The parts that usually take the hit first are your levers, handlebars, foot pegs, and exhaust. These are not cheap to replace, and the costs add up incredibly fast. A simple, low-speed drop from a botched wheelie can easily result in hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars in cosmetic and functional damage. Beyond the mechanical abuse, there's a huge safety element we have to talk about. When your front wheel is in the air, you have effectively lost 50% of your braking power and 100% of your steering control. You cannot swerve to avoid a sudden obstacle, a car pulling out, or a patch of gravel. Your ability to react to the unexpected is completely gone. You're committed to a straight line until that wheel comes down. Furthermore, finding the balance point of a wheelie is incredibly difficult and takes immense practice. Go too far back, and the bike comes over on top of you, resulting in serious injury and massive damage to the tail section, subframe, and your ego. Don't go far enough, and you loop out, slamming the front end down hard, which, as we've discussed, causes its own set of problems and can easily throw you over the handlebars. We're all here because we love riding, and the most important part of riding is being able to do it again tomorrow. Performing stunts on public roads not only puts your own machine and body at risk, but it also endangers everyone around you and gives all motorcyclists a bad reputation. So let's bring it all together. From starving the engine of oil and hammering the transmission, to blowing fork seals and potentially cracking a wheelies, subject your motorcycle to a whole spectrum of abuse it was never designed to endure. It's a high-stakes gamble where the prize is a moment of flair, but the cost can be a cascade of expensive and dangerous mechanical failures. Look, I get the appeal, they look awesome. But if you truly love your bike and want it to be a reliable, safe partner for many thousands of miles to come, the evidence is clear. Keeping both wheels on the ground is the best way to show it. If you have an undeniable urge to practice stunts, please do it in a controlled environment like a stunt school or a private lot, preferably on a dedicated stunt bike that's built to take that kind of punishment. Your daily rider will thank you for it. Think of your bike not as a toy, but as a finely tuned instrument. You can play it loud, but playing it wrong will inevitably break it. Thanks so much for sticking with me through this deep dive. I hope this gives you a clearer picture of what's happening inside your machine. It's all about making informed decisions as riders. If you found this video helpful or interesting, do me a huge favor and hit that like button, and consider subscribing for more content that goes beyond the surface of motorcycling. Ride safe, ride smart, and I'll see you all in the next one.